I would say that my accessories lean on the dramatic side a little bit because I am a simple girl. Someone may not think that I am, but I really am. I wear simple clothing. What is it? My statement or my uniform for as far back as I can remember has been a white tee and jeans. It can be a white tank top, a white short sleeve t-shirt, a white long sleeve t-shirt, maybe a white sweater, but I like a white tee and blue jeans. That is my thing. I've been wearing it forever. And when I want to do something else, I wear a dress, usually a basic dress, solid color. I'm not really into a lot of patterns. I will wear them occasionally. But for the most part, I like simple clothing. The jeans and a t-shirt, I can dress it up, I can dress it down with my accessories. My accessories set the tone. So there have been times and there are times where I may just wear a stud or something really small. But for the most part, because of my hair, or even when my hair is back, I like a bold earring. I like something that's going to dangle in here, right? And then I like a bag. My bags may have long fringe. They just may be simple as far as compact in size, but they may have something dramatic on it. Maybe a bold chain, a long, extra long tassel, some studs, something. So I wear simple clothing and bold accessories. So because that's my style, bring that into my craft. As a maker, you probably start to make what you like. I think I make what I'm missing. A lot of times I sit and I'm working, I'm doing other things, and an idea will pop into my head. And if I'm unable to do anything about it at that time, I sketch it down in a book or sticky note. A lot of the times I wake up with things. I wake up in the morning with something I want to make in my head. And if it's on a weekend, I usually have the ability to get up and get started. If not, then I don't. But I think my clients are drawn to that. They like having something that no one else will probably have. I make small quantities, and I think that kind of sets me apart from maybe a larger brand. And that is what my clients like. Even for me, I remember years ago, you go out and someone has the same exact thing you have on. Now, if someone has the same exact thing I have on, that's fine. They probably don't have my accessories. So that sets me apart. I always wanted to have something that no one else had. I always wanted to have something that I wasn't going to find other places. I remember shopping at the Army surplus stores and different things when I was in high school because I just wanted to be different. And that is what sets me apart in my brand. My creative process varies. Sometimes it will start with the materials. Let's say I'm making a bag and I have a piece of leather that I ordered from overseas or wherever I get it from. And I'm looking at it, I'm feeling it, it's the texture. I'm extremely inspired by texture. I'm feeling it and I see different things. Then I'll maybe pair it with other leather or some spikes, studs, whatever. Or I may wake up with an idea in my head and need to make it. So it starts with the materials, then we get to the actual pattern, and then I start putting things together. Sometimes I get to that point and scrap it. And I'll scrap it and set it aside. And later on, maybe days, weeks, months even, I may have an idea for it later on, fix it, or make it into whatever I want it to be. But that's usually how it starts. It just starts with something that I have in my head, or it starts with the materials. And from there, I move on into something. Another way the creative process starts for me is when I do my discovery calls. So my discovery calls are when I work one-on-one with a client and we basically design something together. I have a questionnaire, so I get a feel for the color or maybe a type of leather or something that they're interested in, maybe the size, a style. Do you want a tote bag? Do you want a clutch bag? Do you want a crossbody bag? Just so I know what I'm walking into and I'm prepared, right? And so I will meet with them. It will be over Zoom or in person, and we talk about what they're looking for, what their needs are. We can talk about interiors. Lately, most of my interiors are red, but it can be anything. Sometimes I like to surprise my clients with a surprise interior. It's nothing like opening up the package, the box, and then, you're looking at the outside and you're like, wow, my ideas came to life. And then you unzip it and then you find a royal blue interior or purple interior. When I gather that based on the conversation that I have with the client, we talk about finishes, we talk about what's practical. What are you using the bag for? Is it just for fun? Are you using it as an everyday bag? What needs to go inside of it? Most of my clients are really good because they'll be like, listen, just do whatever. I trust you. And I love that because it allows me to have more creativity and infuse that into the process. So while I'm making it, I can add a little pop of something or incorporate another idea or something that I know that they like. And so that's how my creative process goes when we do discovery calls, because from there I have an idea of what they want and then I can just make that. And then we just hope and we pray that they love it when they open it. And usually they do. I haven't had anyone tell me that they're unhappy with the finished product. Most of the time they're surprised. And I think too, people like the fact that they are included in the process, and then they have this little waiting period where they're like, so what am I gonna get? And usually I try to over deliver. I won't say everything that I'm gonna do just so that there's a little element of surprise in there. But for the most part, it works out well, and it's always fun to do. It's nothing like opening up the package, the box, and then, you're looking at the outside and you're like, wow, my ideas came to life. And then you unzip it and then you find a royal blue interior or purple interior. When I gather that based on the conversation that I have with the client, we talk about finishes, we talk about what's practical. What are you using the bag for? Is it just for fun? Are you using it as an everyday bag? What needs to go inside of it? Most of my clients are really good because they'll be like, listen, just do whatever. I trust you. Being a self-taught designer it's interesting, right? Because I didn't go to school for this. No one actually sat down with me and said that this is the correct way to do something. Love that. But in the same breath, in the beginning, it just felt very weird because it felt like, am I doing this right? But constantly asking that question, I think it's made me better, and it's made my craft better because I'm always looking for an improvement. I'm always looking for a way to do it better. I have designer bags. I look at them. I look at how they're made. I started out just making simple fold over envelope style bags, and then over time I improved them. But my first bags, they didn't have a lining. They didn't have anything. They didn't have a magnetic closure. They had nothing. It was literally some leather that I sewed, and I sewed up the sides, and it was a flap over bag. But over time, people were like, you should have bag hardware. And I was like, no, that's not my brand. That's not what I do. No, I'm not interested in that. Sometimes I said it to people. Sometimes I just kept it to myself. And then over time, I was like, you know what? I think I need some type of closure. And then over time, I was like, I think I want zippers, right? But that's the process of starting one way. And I think that's growth. I think even in life, we start with one thing. We start with one modality, and then over time we change, and because of life, things happen that make us change. They make us improve, and hopefully the changes that we're making are improving us. But either way, that's the one thing about being a maker. I can do anything I want to do, and hopefully somebody likes it just as much as I do and they buy it. And what I've also found as a maker, I may make something and love it and nobody is interested in it. And I make a bunch and they sit, right? Or I make and some people are all over it and they buy. But then over time, a trend may come in the market where other designers are doing something, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, everybody wants it. All of a sudden, boom, it's great. And I think that that's just how it is in general as people who are makers, who are innovators, who are doing different things. Everybody's not always going to love what you do immediately. My favorite book, The Alchemist, that book came out long before people were interested in it. Actually, I think that he probably wrote other books in between, and then that book became popular. So I'm not in a space where I expect people to love everything I do as soon as I do it. I used to be, but not anymore. Now I'm just like, listen, this is who I am. This is what I do. If you like it, great. If you don't, I understand, it's fine. But either way, I'm doing what I love. So I'm always going to do it. And it's always going to change based on who I am, how I change, what I'm doing, what inspires me, what I see. That's it. The balance of creativity and practicality. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I say I make what I like, but as a practical person, I probably make things that are practical to other people for the most part. Every woman is not the same. I have clients that are like, oh no, I wear stud earrings only. I would never wear that. Or I don't like bracelets. They get in the way. I prefer the smallest bag that I can use. I just want to put a card, a lipstick, and maybe my phone in it, and my keys. There are so many different things. And then you have people that are like, they take tote bags to the club, right? Because they just have to have everything. So there's no fit. There's like no one thing for everybody. What I do know is that in my experience, for everyday pieces, people want easy. Want something that they can just use that is simple. Like, I'm just throwing on a pair of earrings and I'm going, right? Or I'm going shopping for the day. I'm gonna put on a necklace and some earrings and a ring or so and a crossbody bag. I'm done, and some sneakers. It's just about who the person is. Some people wear sweats every day. Some people put more into their look. Either way, I feel like I have something for everybody. I do make smaller earrings because even I do go to the gym every once in a while. And I don't like to go to the gym with naked ears. I don't. So I have something small that I can wear and go. Sometimes I may wear a necklace to the gym, but it's just all about style. It's all about what works for you. I'm simple, so I like statement pieces. I like bold pieces to go with my simple style. Yes, I have a lot of people that tell me that, oh, that's not my style, especially my leather feather earrings. A lot of people feel like, oh, I could never pull those off. Until they put them on and they're like, oh my God, I love these. And that happens maybe not necessarily always with those, but with other things too. I have the best friends ever. And I say that for so many reasons. I'm a girl's girl. I have some that are really, really close. I have newer friends. I have old friends. But the one thing that I would say is consistent about my good girlfriends, or the girlfriends that are probably closest to me, is that they push me to try different things. I've gone shopping with my girlfriends before, and I'm like, oh no, that dress is not for me. That's not gonna look good on me. And they'll be like, yes, it will, just try it. And I'm like, no, I just don't think, because whatever. And they're like, just try it. And so I try it on and I'm like, oh my God, I love this. So I think that's what we all should do. Just try it. You don't have to buy. You don't have to commit to it. It's not a marriage. It's just trying something new.